Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
good to go.
I'm ready.
Let's start the show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first ever episode of Bitcade. I know, it's crazy. There's a podcast. It's an actual talking show where we don't have a video game in front of us, but we're going to talk about the video games. Joining me is not Christian. I know, it's sad, but it doesn't matter. We have two awesome people here. To my... I'm going to say, to my left. This is Quinn. Quinn, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Quinn. I'm 19 years old, and I like to play video games quite frequently, so that's why I'm on this show with my friend Ryan.
He's single and he's ready to mingle. Ladies and gentlemen, over to my right is David.
Hi, my name is David. I am the old man of the group. I've been playing. Yeah, I have been playing games since the '80s.
Holy crap!
That's before I was born.
Yeah,
And I'm the oldest. I'm even older than Christian.
Yeah, I just met these guys at work, and we are gonna give this a shot.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how it's gonna work. We got a few topics here. We're gonna talk about them for you, for your enjoyment. We gather around with Batman glasses. This is Joker.
No, it's Batman and
There's
Joker.
Batman.
Yeah, I wish it was one per cup, but It is what it is.
Do you know how to do a Joker laugh? I just had this conversation
No.
with Christian last night.
No, I don't, and I'm not Mark Hamill. I'm not gonna try.
You can't. Can you do
No,
it?
I'm not even
No
gonna
way.
try.
I'm breaking you out of your comfort zone now. This is how it's gonna work. I'm tossing you out this airplane right now. No.
You want me to imitate it?
Yeah, go ahead. Give it your best shot. Let's look at this guy.
Okay.
Let's look at this guy.
All right.
Okay, you got the picture.
Okay, let me
You got the
get-
picture.
Okay.
All right. All right. So what does he sound like?
He sounds like this. I guess.
That was a good start.
There we go.
No, I can't. I
don't
don't have the voice for a Joker.
And
I can
then,
probably. I'm gonna smash your face.
Yeah.
with
Okay.
Batman.
We got Batman.
Okay,
though.
you got Batman. Okay. Wait, you got Harley and Catwoman on there.
Yeah, I wish Harley wasn't on here though. I bought this whole set just for Catwoman.
So you like Catwoman more than Harley?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I never I thought you liked both. Because you
I
have the
do.
comics of Harley.
Right. Well, I don't have the Harley comics. I do own the Gotham City Sirens series, which Harley is a part of.
Okay, got it.
Which I like, but Catwoman is my lady. I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but I got my shrine up here.
Oh,
You can't really see the sideshow. You only see her legs.
And then you got your
And then
newest edition.
my shrine to Tally Zora
Yeah.
from Mass Effect up there. And again, you can't see the gaming heads one. You can't see all of it, but they're
It's pretty big.
It's pretty big. So, but
So
yeah,
can you can you do one of them? Can you do one a Catwoman or
a
or
Catwoman.
a Harley? You had the cup. You chose it for a reason.
Oh man,
Can you do a Catwoman?
I don't think I can do.
You gotta have the
You
sexy,
gotta do
seductive
yeah,
woman.
yeah, exactly. You have to do the seductive voice for
Alright, let's see.
Catwoman. Oh gosh.
Let's see
Okay,
it.
here we go. Gotta really get on the mic. I'm gonna actually take this because it's gonna feel really weird. You talking to.
All right, this isn't gonna work between us, Bruce.
Okay. Okay. So
Thank you.
that's how we're gonna work right here. I'll give you a Joker because I feel like I got that one.
You
on
got the
point.
Joker.
You
Okay.
got the Joker?
Point.
Alright.
So wait, you gotta give me a line. You gotta who's doing Batman? You did Batman
He did
earlier?
Batman too.
Batman.
He's the man of many voices.
Where's Robin, Batman? Well, I don't know.
You need to, I got that part. I got that one. That
I don't
was
know
shocking.
why I said Batman. I asked.
I'm
you,
Batman.
You're Batman.
¿Dónde está los dragos?
All right.
Okay.
Have you seen that College Humor video
No.
of where Batman tries to get his voice?
Yes, I have
You've seen
actually.
that
That one is hilarious.
That one is pretty funny. I watched what was it? Christian showed me it just last night, and I was like, that's pretty funny. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bitcade, where we talk about video games and comic book stuff and nerd culture in general. Whatever comes to our minds, we throw it to you, and we talk about it. This one, pretty much kind of an icebreaker one. It's the first episode, so we hope you enjoy it. If you do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and also subscribe right here to Primal Target. But this first topic we're going to talk about is one of yours. You came up with this one. Why don't you introduce it?
So, as an icebreaker with us and the viewers, I wanted to do a topic and ask you guys, what is your favorite guys' genre of video games to play? So something that you sort of gravitate more to than anything else, I guess.
Okay.
I guess I'll kick it off. For me, I like a game that just has a good story, and for me, that usually revolves around an RPG, preferably like an open world RPG. Examples could be Mass Effect series, as you can see. I'm representing right now. I also really enjoyed The Witcher. Those tend to soak up my time. Even like I put like 300 hours into Dragon Age Inquisition.
Okay.
Which I really enjoyed. So, that is what I would like to spend my time playing is those kind of games. So, to like relax. But if I'm gonna play with friends, I usually play with like a shooter.
Okay.
So
when you said like you like the story, obviously you said Mass Effect, which has a huge like meta story, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Like there's obviously I love this whole franchise in general.
Mm-hmm.
So do you like those kind of things, like kind of how like Overwatch has been doing a lot of their stuff and like that kind of thing?
Or it's like a side story,
yeah,
where there's stories on the
you
side.
like to be involved in the game. Like you don't like, because like with The Witcher, I don't know if there's much of that. I know there's a lot in the game, which is why maybe there isn't so much outside the game. But I don't know. How would you?
Well, with The Witcher, because I don't believe you finished The Witcher, your choices do have consequences. Like you can save characters can die, and it's like it's the same thing with the Mass Effect. I like that it is a set story, but how you get there and how it ends is your choice. And I think the Dragon Age Inquisition for me personally, I think had the biggest reflection on the choices. I think they learned from Mass Effect 3 that the choices throughout the games need to reflect that ending, because they give you this really long, right before the credits, little cut scene, I guess, of telling you of your choices with each individual character and how they what they do after that point in the game. And that can change drastically depending on how you interacted with those characters. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the story elements. But then, as you were saying, like with Overwatch, with the stories on the side, like when it comes to my shooters, I don't play shooters for the story. I buy Battlefield and I go right on the multiplayer. I don't.
So you're not one of those people that just. But did you play the campaign for Battlefield?
I did. I have not played Battlefield 1 yet. That was just because it wasn't in the budget. But I have I have all the console ones from Battlefield 19, I think 43 on the PS3 and 360. I've all the way up to Battlefield 4. I have bought and played all those, and I played the single player games, but I literally put in the disc and went straight to multiplayer.
Yeah. So you're more of like, I'm playing this because I want the story, and I'm playing this because I want the multiplayer.
Yeah, for me, in those particular games in general, to me, those types of shooter games they're the multiplayer experience. Like that's why with like Overwatch and Siege, I didn't mind that there's no story.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy both of those games. I have a lot of over 100 hours in each of them. And there's no story. The situations are not stories; they're tutorials.
Well,
in Rainbow Six Siege, they're tutorials.
Yeah. And you're really into the kind of the meta kind of storyline of Overwatch.
Of Overwatch for sure. Just because I think if they did do a campaign, it would be something akin to like Street Fighter V, where it's just like a quick sort of mission introductory to the thing, and then they would have to do that every time they added a character and so on. And I don't think if they did make a story mode, it would be, I guess, that cool. maybe Blizzard would, if they did make a story mode, they'd blow my mind with it. Like, they just would think really hard and put a lot of hours into creating it and making it. But I don't know. I think that just takes away time from focusing on the competitive aspect of the game and balancing heroes, making maps, making cinematics, and all that. So.
Yeah, because and then it also goes the same way. Like for me, the Assassin's Creed series is the perfect one. I was not happy when I found out that they were adding multiplayer to Assassin's Creed in Brotherhood. I was PO'd because
you can say it's whatever.
Because
Christian said a lot worse on here.
Because to me, that particular series has always been about the story, and for me,
did you give the multiplayer a try?
I did try it
because I didn't think it was that bad.
It was okay.
Exactly. That was
it was
where
okay.
I was left on.
It was okay, but it made me upset because they're spending money and resources on a portion of the game that a lot of the people that I know didn't want, and so it just lessened the experience for me because I knew I could have more to the single player if
they had just focused on it more.
There.
Yeah.
So you're more of I'm buying this game for this reason.
Yes.
That's what it's going to be.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what it is. Like, do you even try to dabble into the
I
other
do.
side? Okay.
No, I do. I do it. Like, I do the single players and all the first-person shooters if they got it. I do the multiplayer. I don't spend too much. Like, I spent maybe 20 hours in the multiplayer on all of the Assassin's Creed games combined.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know. It just wasn't why I bought them.
Yeah.
So.
What about you?
My favorite genre?
Yeah.
I have to agree with David on this one. My favorite genre is indeed RPGs, although I play a lot more Japanese RPGs than I do Western ones, just because I normally play my handheld a lot, and typically there aren't very many Western RPGs on handheld.
Now you got both. You got 3DS and Vita.
Yes, I have 3DS and Vita. I'm not very partial to one or the other, although I play 3DS more just because the Vita is deceased.
Yeah. Rest on Vita Island over there.
Which is ironic because Vita means life. But I just like RPGs just because you always, even if the choices don't affect the outcome, it's always nice to feel like you are part of the story. It's like the game is reaching out to you to sort of give you an experience. Like you have the option to say yeah or nah.
Yeah.
And then also a lot of the times I really enjoy customization, whether that be like skill points or like outfits or armor or whatever. That's a big thing that I really look forward to.
You like
RPG.
earning.
Yes, exactly.
aspect.
I like earning that
Got
sort
it.
of stuff.
Yeah. You guys have. It's weird. Like, I didn't expect your answer
To be RPGs
yeah.
as well.
Well,
Okay.
like the JRPG thing wasn't surprising.
Okay,
Just that being your favorite one was a little bit.
I
knew
enjoy
kind of going down your route was, I just recently finished the Mass Effect series for the first time.
I've been begging for him to play it for a long time.
And I
You have no idea.
immediately fell in love with it. I will say the first one, it's a little bit of a trek. It's a little bit of a trek.
I always do tell people when they're going to start in the Mass Effect series that the first one is the slowest. However, it has more of the traditional RPG elements to it, and I think that's probably why it feels like it plays the slowest, is because it's more a traditional, like, rooted JRPG than when they started to mix it up in the second one.
Yeah, and so kind of going on that, but I don't know if because I also wrote, like, I like the choose your own adventure stuff. As much as Mass Effect does that, and then of the little bit of Dragon Age I've played, it's not really leaning towards as much as how Mass Effect did it. I mean, I might be wrong. I've only put like maybe 15 minutes into the game.
Dragon Age Inquisition plays a lot more like the first Mass Effect game. It is a little slower. When you go into an area, there's a lot to do, and you can easily spend, if you do everything like I do, I'm a little bit of a completionist when it comes to my RPGs, open world RPGs. I don't leave an area until I've done everything. If you just go through and you go through the story, you'll go through it pretty quick. But if you're like me, you'll go into a new area and you'll be there between 15 and 20 hours just in that in that zone.
Yeah,
everything.
and I think that was where some of the stuff, because like you were telling me, like, you know, you're gonna want to do some of the side quests, especially when you get towards the second one and the third one, which I eventually did. I mean, I put, I'm probably about, I think, 13 plus hours into the first game, and then I started getting into, 20 plus hours into the second game, and then about 24 plus hours into the third game. Now, most of it was just trying to do as much as I can in as fast a time as possible to finish the game in order for Andromeda. But but I guess the main games, I guess the first game that I ever played like that was Fable 2, and I have that written down here for that. Was like when I played the Fable series, that was immediately like, whoa, like I'm telling the story, like this is my decisions that I'm getting to do. And so after Fable, and I Fable 2 beat that, I went into Fable 3 and did all that stuff. So years passed, and then Telltale's The Walking Dead came out, and I remember when when that happened it was during like their winter thing where they gave away the first episode.
The first episode free. I remember that. Yeah, I played.
And then I think they had for that first holiday season they gave away both episodes, I believe, because I don't think I paid for both, so I got both episodes.
I remember that. Yeah.
So I played it, and I'm like, this is really good. Like, there's an emotional attachment that you feel with Lee. There's like this also other like fatherly, like big brother kind of feel when you're taking care of Clementine. And so as I kind of went through that, I was like, I need to buy the rest of these. Yeah. And coincidentally, like the 5th episode was coming out that time. So I was like, all right. And then I kind of just kept going. And since then I own all the Telltale games on Steam. And I've been playing mostly because I would like to say thanks to Telltale for that, because I went to their panel at PAX and they gave away a little card that's like all the Telltale games up till I think whatever, I think it was either Tales of the Borderlands or
Minecraft.
No, not that one.
No.
Game of Thrones, whatever their new one was at that time.
I believe Borderlands came out after Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I don't know.
So like
I'm assuming it was probably Borderlands.
Yeah, I have them all, and like up until a couple days ago I bought Minecraft to finish the collection. The only one I don't have right now is season 3 of Walking Dead. But the thing about it is like those kind of games that, like you were saying, like that get you involved and that are like you are now in this universe. And I think that's the reason why I fell in love with Mass Effect was, I felt an attachment to some of these characters. Like,
that one right there.
Like by the end of the whole entire, I chose
her and Rex. That's all he ever talks about.
Well, in the first game, I had Rex and Ashley the whole time. And a lot of people didn't choose Ashley. I didn't know that. A lot of people don't like her.
Well, I know. Yeah.
A lot of people don't like her. They think she's kind of a jerk, but whatever.
She's set in her ways.
Yeah. In the second one, I don't really know I can't really explain why I chose her, but I chose Jack this is how it happened. I can understand how you can accidentally. I have done it myself. Well, I didn't really accidentally do it. I just more of like I knew where I was going with it, but I was like I just felt interested in that character that I wanted to know more information about her.
Yeah, Jack is pretty cool.
Yeah, and as I was like, if you really talk to Jack, some people even pass by her. Is that there's a lot of backstory to her that you get, but you're like, where's the story? Like, where's the game about her? Like, you know. And then in Mass Effect 3, I went back to, I pretty much had Garrison Ashley in the thing.
Jumping between ladies.
The only reason why you can't choose her, you can't choose Jack, can you?
In 3, I believe you can still stay attached to her. You just can't choose to be with anybody else. And the same thing with that, you can still stay attached to Ashley too if you don't pick anybody else.
Interesting. Well, yeah. I mean, it did come back. She's like,
yeah.
I heard that you've been your new set of women are shaved heads and tattooed girls, and I'm like, well, apparently that one kind of got away from me, and I was like, let's start over. Let's have a different. Let's start fresh. But yeah, going back to the topic is like I like those games that really get like when I was playing Batman Telltale series just last night I was like, this is I feel kind of like Bruce Wayne, as much as there's a lot of aspects that aren't very good about it, but there's I feel like the decisions I'm choosing, I chose this dialogue with Catwoman, and I chose this with Two-Face, and I chose this with other characters, and I feel like those kind of things that bring me into the game more, are just those little. I like stories. I like being involved in a story, and as part of the reason why I like when I watch a series on TV like Doctor Who, even though I haven't watched it in a while, thanks Netflix. But there's those kind of things where I like being involved in this like outer universe. Right. As I was trying to see if that was kind of why you liked those types of games, was do you like that meta kind of looking in from the outside and also being involved with it on the outside kind of thing?
Yeah, because I really enjoy like just being able. I really do enjoy a good story. Like that's just what it comes down to, and it's hard to find that nowadays. Because especially, I feel like one of the reasons why I'm having a hard time finding it is because a lot of games now are trying to do multiplayer, and that making that such a key component. And I'm not like putting that against games like Overwatch or games that were that's how the game is supposed to be. Yeah. But it's the games that are just throwing it in there just to throw it in there. That's what bugs me. Like I didn't like it in Mass Effect 3, even though I really enjoyed Mass Effect 3. I spent a lot of time, or in the multiplayer, I spent a lot of time playing that multiplayer. I unlocked all of the characters and a lot of the like it was enjoyable, but I wish it wasn't part of the story. That was the issue. And I know a lot of people felt that same way. But was there any games that like that you would want to like give out like as, hey, these are my favorite go-tos?
As like RPGs or just games in general?
Maybe like I think the thing that comes to mind is like the comfort food game, of where you're like, I loved this game. Like this is it explains a lot of why the games I play.
I've had a stressful day. I want to sit and play something that's going to allow me to relax.
Okay.
That's what I like.
And maybe not like an everyday game, but just like whenever
I come back to it.
Yeah,
or when
you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, that was a really good game.
Okay, well I can easily say one of my favorite games of all time, especially to relax and have like a happy moment, is definitely Persona 4 Golden. Just because I like all the characters, has a good story, and then it's just when you get all your friends and you have all the bonds in that game, it always feels so warm. The music is uplifting. It is just a good experience all around. And of course you get the choices in that game. You can go to the movies in that game too.
You can. I'm a part of Vita Island as well. So I actually had Persona 4 written down. I had Persona 4 written down, and I do like that whole like. Okay, so first off, who were you choosing?
All right. Okay. Well, if we're speaking Golden,
because you could choose a girl in this. You can have a girlfriend, and you can actually have all of them.
All right.
If you wanted to.
I was not a part of Vita Island. I had a PSP.
You can get a Vita still.
Exactly. I'm not
actually, it's not region locked, and a lot of the Japanese games have English subtitles they're making for now. So if you're like a dedicated Vita player, you can still get games. But
I'm assuming off the PSN.
I don't think
because the game.
No, I think that's region locked. Yeah.
Okay.
For the original vanilla Persona 4 on PS2, I chose Yukiko. Because I thought she was really interesting in that game, but
I bet
there's
she was.
Okay.
I don't get it.
But in Golden, there was a lot more options to hang out with certain characters, and I chose Rize in that game in Golden because she was she had more impact in battle.
So Rize is she's like an actress.
She's like a pop idol sort of lady.
A lot of people look up to her. She's like on posters, everything. Right. And she comes to the town.
She's that anime character trope. That's the pop.
Oh yeah, she's
star. Well, that's what generally Persona tends to do is like they take the tropes, but they kind of give more life to them so that they're not just flat cardboard, right?
Yeah.
But I have to say, I did it a little late because I was already in a relationship with Yukiko and Golden. So when it came down to Valentine's Day, and this might be a spoiler for everyone who hasn't played.
Okay, so if you ever do buy a Vita and buy Persona 4 Golden,
Which you should,
or
it's
if
worth
you
it.
ever played, yeah. But anyway, I think it's fine to. It's a like
point.
Well,
10-year-old game
yeah,
now.
Valentine's Day is coming up soon anyway.
Exactly.
So for all the lovers out there,
Here's a game that you can play by yourself.
you have the
Vita and
option
chill.
to spend the time if you have multiple girlfriends, which you can date all the women in that game at once. You have the option.
Yeah,
to,
it doesn't. There's only like one time it comes up. There's only one time it comes up. But
because in the base vanilla game there was no punishment for it. You could just do it. And,
Japan.
but in Golden they were like, we need to punish those people. So.
And it's not even that big a deal. They'll be like, "Oh," and then walk away, and then it's in the story, in the main story, it's the same. Like they don't have any difference.
So I had the option of going with Yukiko to spend time with her or Rize, and then I was like, sorry, Yukiko, you're just not as cool in this game. You don't give me like ultra HP boost and reflex stuff.
So there's a part at the there's a winter thing. Everyone goes off skiing or something like that.
Yeah.
And on that point, you can actually fully commit to somebody, and you have to fully commit. And
it's like the carnival in Final Fantasy 11 or I'm sorry 7.
I don't know. Did you?
I haven't really played Final Fantasy
7. But
All right,
anyway,
never
like
mind.
you choose.
Some people might out there will know what I'm talking about.
But you'll choose that person, and then they give you like a perk. The
Yeah.
only person that doesn't do it is Chie,
And you
I
chose.
choose her every time. I'm like, I like Chie. I don't like any of the other ones. Now Rise's close. I'm like, Marie. You don't have that many interactions until like towards the middle end game.
She's cool at the end of the game, but let me say something about her because I want to say, she's the deviant ROC. She puts herself in this game, and she comes out of nowhere, and she's like special, and then she's like, oh yeah, I'm so special and cool. I can live in the Velvet Room, and like she's the Hot Topic girl.
She is literally that. So the Velvet Room is like this other dimensional like thing that you go into.
Only the main character can see.
Yeah, the only main character.
Okay.
But Marie can go there, and you got to play the game.
You figure out why, but it's like a big spoiler, like a huge spoiler. But it just makes her more of a Hot Topic girl once you find out the reason.
But she looks like a Hot Topic girl. Like, but anyway. But yeah, so you Persona. So you do go back to those JRPGs. So
yeah,
as like
for sure.
This is good.
It's just a good experience.
This is my comfort zone right here.
Yeah.
I
play the occasional JRPG.
Yeah.
Well,
you just said Final Fantasy.
I've played all of the Final Fantasy games except 14, just because I don't have a PlayStation 4 or PC to run it on.
15. Right?
And I haven't picked up 15 yet. 15 is the first one, other than 14, that I did have it pre-ordered years ago before it came out.
15?
No, 14.
Oh, okay.
And then I had I can't even remember what 15 was called back.
It was
when
like
13
14 verses something.
No,
right?
it was 13 verses.
13 verses. That was.
I had that pre-ordered too, but then I switched that to Infamous 2 because I was just like, I'm giving up on that.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna get a game that's coming out.
Yeah. And those are the only two I haven't gotten day one, and I'm waiting for them to actually fix and finish 15 before I pick it up because I don't.
Did you hear Ariana Grande is gonna be in Final Fantasy? Did you hear about that?
What?
I don't know very much about it to talk about it, but that's enough information.
Why?
Right there. I don't know. There's a picture of her signing stuff with Square Enix.
Whatever. It's Square Enix. It doesn't surprise me at this point anymore.
Well, you know what?
But I mean, even like the non-Final Fantasy JRPGs, like I played. What was it called? Is it Legends of Mana?
Legend of Dragoon?
No. Well, I did play Legend of Dragoon. Magna Carta. I played the Magna Carta games, and I liked those, even though they weren't that good. I still enjoyed them. I also liked.
They're like your Brussels sprouts.
Yeah,
you
sure.
enjoy them. You know they're good for you.
Yeah.
But you didn't like them.
Well, no, I liked it, but they weren't that good of a game. Like, I will admit that. It wasn't that great of a game, but I enjoyed it. And then I also really liked the White Knight Chronicles games.
Yeah, I still haven't played that one.
Yeah,
I still
you
have
have
it.
my copies.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
just
you have
sitting
my
there-
copies. Yeah,
Sitting there on the shelf.
that's okay. That's all right. Like those are really slow JRPGs, but the combat system was fun, and I think the reason why I like it so much is because, one of the reasons why I really liked White Knight Chronicles and Dragon Age Inquisition is because I really liked the combat system in Final Fantasy 12.
You might like 15 then.
And the combat system in White Knight Chronicles and in Dragon Age Inquisition is like almost copy and paste from 12, and so it's one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. By the way, it's in my top 3. I don't have a favorite like Final Fantasy game. I have a top 3, which for me is 9, 12, and 11. Yes, 11. I know. Best soundtrack, best campaigns. Don't care if you haven't played it. It's awesome. You should go try it out.
I like 9.
9 is your favorite?
I like
Yeah.
9.
I got one more game series that I have
Yeah.
on here.
I
before
know everybody bashes 11 because it's MMO, but it is for the people who played it.
Oh, yeah.
It's an MMO?
Final Fantasy 11 is an MMO. Yeah.
Oh, so they've done
It
this
is
twice. They've done
yeah.
the-
Yeah.
okay.
It is. I always have to tell people it is a pre-WoW MMO. There's because I've spent about 15 years where I played just pretty much MMOs, and it's a pre-WoW MMO. There's pre-WoW MMOs and post-WoW MMOs, and they're completely like
Yeah.
different games now. And for me, it was the pinnacle of a pre-WoW MMO. I literally have 365 played days on one character, and that's in a 4-year time frame.
A year's
Yeah.
worth on that character.
Went no life on that.
No, that was back when I was in high school. High school and college was when I did that in my free time.
There you go. Yeah, I have one more series on here that I love is
Yeah.
Gears of War. It's the reason why I bought an Xbox. It's the reason why I predominantly play console games with Xbox, because I remember when I went to my friend's house and he got an Xbox 360 for his birthday, and I was like, I was still at PlayStation 2, much as a lot of other people were. And I was like,
playing mine for forever. That's because I was
your PS2, yeah.
Well, that's because that was because my oh no, yeah.
Well,
I
those
did-
things
yeah.
lasted forever. Like,
Yeah.
you can throw them through windows. Anyway, but like when I saw it, I was like, whoa, like what is this? Like it was one of those games that I officially like saw and I was like, this is really cool. I don't know what it was. I mean, it's not a bright, pretty game. It's, gray and dull and red.
Did you like the chainsaw guns?
I don't even remember like now thinking about it, I don't even remember thinking about that was the reason why I wanted the game. I just thought it looked cool. I thought the fact that like the way it looked was just cool. I've played all of them. I currently have, Gears 4 and kind of going through that, obviously through the channel. So yeah, I mean, Gears of War is one of those series that it's like, yeah, I'm picking that game up. It's kind of like Halo. Well, Halo is just more of like, I buy it because I know the multiplayer is going to be great. And at this point, I actually liked Halo 5. A lot of people didn't, but
I haven't finished it.
it's
I haven't played Halo
I
since
have it.
Reach.
well, you have your PlayStation though. Right?
Yeah, well,
so-
now I am, but I'm not like, I don't really care. I'm not
I've
too
pl-
loyal.
I've played-
but I just
yeah.
don't have a
But-
reason to get an Xbox One, I guess, right now.
Yeah.
With Halo, I've done all of the single player campaigns except for ODST.
I've never
Um,
played ODST either.
And I haven't finished 5. I have it. I haven't finished it. And I haven't played the multiplayer since I used to do weekly LAN parties
Oh my gosh.
in Halo 1.
Oh, I didn't do the Halo 1. Halo 2 I've done.
Back
We
in the
would-
old days.
We
Back in his day.
back in my day.
When wagons were
Yeah.
polling.
When I was like 6 or 7 or something.
Yeah,
I
no.
was,
Yeah, we had a we had
when did Halo come out?
like 2002?
2002?
Yeah. I would have been like 5.
Yeah, we would go over to my friend's house and we would all bring a TV on our Xbox. We would hook them all up together and we would have a TV per wall, and then we would have 3 people on a team. And there would be, and we would all sit shoulder, because we were in a small room. We were in a room maybe the size of what you're seeing, like right here.
Okay.
But there was like a wall, like right behind the camera.
All right.
It was like a really small, like children's bedroom that didn't have anything in it. Like their house, like they didn't have a use for it in their house, so it was just a big empty room.
Okay.
And we would put a TV on each wall, and hook them up, play. It would be 4 teams of 3, and there would be just as much fighting in the room than on the
2001.
game.
Wow. So
2001, November 15th, 2001, it came out.
Yeah.
And I was in first grade.
I was in high school.
I was 4.
Oh, wow.
Even that, I might have been 3 at that time. I don't know. It depends.
Are you really 3 years younger than me?
Well, I'm 19 right now. So
I'm 22 in March.
yeah, and then I'll turn 22
I'm old.
in July. All right.
Wow. I don't know what time loop you went in. He's like, I'll turn 22 in July. Never mind. Anyway, we don't know how old Quinn is. So that's why we're drinking lemonade. We're not drinking
But yeah. No, but that though, those LAN parties though are some of the best like gaming memories that I have.
I love how Gears of War in the new one in Gears 4, they added LAN party connections.
See, I wish more
That's
games
really
would do
cool.
that. I wish more games would do that.
But it's like you also got to look at the companies too. With the Coalition, like they have taken care of Gears of War, and it was the same thing with even back with Epic.
Mhm.
You know, there was always split screen. There was
Yeah.
always the ability to turn off language and violence.
Mhm.
There's always like these little things that
Nothing,
you wouldn't even
nobody
think
does
about.
any-
Yeah,
nobody
and,
does
I mean
anymore.
Halo kind of does it, but even then, it's like you can't play 2 players without having another Xbox One.
Mhm.
That was really dumb. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see in Halo 6 like at least bring me back split screen.
Mhm.
Like I mean, it's been gone.
Halo
since,
5,
doesn't have split screen.
I don't even
no.
think Halo
I don't
4
think-
had split screen.
really?
No,
I
don't
think all
it
dating back to
did.
Reach.
Yeah, I think
Reach didn't have it either.
Oh no, Reach did.
They did have split screen?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
because
Reach-
that was
yeah,
the
'cause
last
I'm-
one by
Bungie.
Bungie.
Yeah, it Reach has split screen because I did play it split screen with
I
my
did.
brother.
I played it with my friends as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, split screen campaign.
So pretty much after
I actually
what
like
is it?
Reach.
303.
343.
343 has
343.
it now.
Because
Yeah.
it's named after the whatever Sparky
Guilty
guy.
Spark.
Yeah.
So you came up with this one. You got 2017 just rolled in. It's currently
Yes.
the 3rd.
It is the
I'm
third.
dating this one, even though this one's coming out in like 2 weeks. Doesn't matter. But the thing is, you thought of a great one. I actually saw a few articles like this too, and I thought,
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Because I haven't. I thought I was being original here.
no, it's a anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so
You thought it was original. That's all that matters.
Well, I was thinking, it's the start of the new year. A lot of people make New Year's resolutions. What, as a gamer, in game-related goals or resolutions do you have for this year? I would say, for me personally, I haven't played a 2D platformer. Probably 15 years.
And you haven't owned a Nintendo product in a while,
The
though,
last-
other than the NES Classic.
I did pick up the NES Classic. We've played it a little bit. I played some Technoball, some Excite Bike, some Legend of Zelda. But in terms of like a traditional like 2D platformer, I can't. I think Donkey Kong Country
Holy
3
cow.
on the Super Nintendo. That's the last one I can actually recall dedicating time to playing that 2D platformer. But yeah, the last Nintendo console I owned was the 64.
before the Classic over there.
Yeah, before the Classic. Yeah,
We have to make sure,
I didn't.
'cause most of us all have one. So
I
you didn't go.
No, I wasn't interested.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want. Yeah, I wasn't. The GameCube's controllers. I have fairly large hands.
Oh, they were too small.
They're
for
too
you?
small for
Okay.
me.
Because I know for most people they love the GameCube
Yeah,
controllers.
a lot of Smash people.
Exactly,
like
because
that.
it's just a good like fighting game controller. Even though
Is it
most
the C stick that a lot of people?
It's
like?
just the way that it's gripped in the button layout is.
Yeah.
the-
See, I skipped the GameCube though.
Oh,
See,
you
that
skipped the
Yeah,
GameCube,
because I
okay.
went from 64 to PlayStation 2. Like that was my
Yeah, that
Sure.
was my jump
Did
too.
you ever
So-
play Wind Waker?
no because so like with my 64.
We're getting a
is-
little off topic,
Yeah,
but that's
I
okay.
was
We're
like-
going with it. We're going with it.
But like I'll make this one short.
Okay.
Of like when I was playing my 64, my parents bought me the alternative versions of the thing, so I didn't get Mario Kart. I got Diddy Kong Racing.
Better
I didn't-
game.
Yeah, it is the better game.
In my opinion.
And then I got like Pokemon Stadium and like
Mhm.
I didn't get Pokemon Snap. I got Hey You Pikachu.
I
but,
had
like-
Pokemon Snap. That's
You did have Pokemon Snap?
I did. I was telling him earlier that I haven't really played a Pokemon game because I've never really had a handheld console. My brother had
maybe
the
that
Game
could be
Boy.
a resolution.
Well, Rebecca
Try
has
it.
one.
Well,
and
yeah,
so
and you got her the 20th anniversary.
yeah, because
thing.
she's the Pokemon player, in this household, in this relationship, and
Someone has to be.
someone has to be.
Someone has to play Pokemon.
And so, but I haven't, I don't know. I've just never been a big handheld gamer.
Is it just the handheld part,
Um,
or is it the grindy part?
no, it's not the grinding part. 'Cause like I
Well,
said,
yeah,
I
because
played
you
Final
like
Fantasy games.
you like playing
like,
the Final Fantasy game.
you gotta grind there.
Mm-hmm.
And I played pre-WoW MMOs where leveling was literally a grind.
So the only thing holding
So-
you back from trying to get
I'm just
through
not-
Pokemon is the handheld
I'm just
part.
not. Well, no, I just never really was interested in it because I remember with Pokemon. Again, I know we're off topic here.
No, we're
But that's
kind of in
okay.
there. We're kind of in there.
We're kind of there. With Pokemon, like I remember being in 5th or 6th grade, and I got a VHS tape. Yeah.
Did you know that they
in the
just stopped
mail.
selling them? They stopped making them now?
They stopped making them?
Yeah, officially it's
Wow.
over. Just a couple days
I
ago.
got a VHS tape that was in a blue box with
Squirtle on top of it.
probably
He's the water one. He's a little turtle.
came with a card in it, and it had a little promo VHS tape in there that I put in, and it was this whole. It was like, attention kids from America, coming soon, it's Pokemon from Japan. And it was like one of these like little promo videos that they just mailed out to that Nintendo, whoever was on like the Nintendo like mailing list. And I remember watching it, and it showed, the game footage, it showed a bunch of the characters, the card game, the anime that was going to come with it. The stuff wasn't out yet. It was just like a little like demo video.
before pre-internet,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
pre-internet, they were like, we're just gonna make the VHS and hope.
Yeah.
and just send it out.
And yeah,
Wow.
and it was gonna be the game's gonna be on the Game Boy, Color or whichever
well, I think
one
it was just on the Game Boy.
It was on the Game Boy. It was
Yeah,
a
Game
Red
Boy,
and
the
Blue
original
were-
Game Boy. Yeah,
Red and
that's
Blue
what
were
I
just on the Game Boy.
thought. And it didn't catch me, and I feel like maybe it just didn't interest me. Well, one, I didn't have a handheld at the time. The only handheld I've ever owned was I owned a PSP, and all I did on that was I played Dissidia and Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9 on it. That's all I ever did on it.
So do you want to
Um,
maybe try and try a handheld game? I can let you borrow the Vita
Well,
and go ham on the Persona.
You can date 5 women.
Playing,
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
You can date all 5 women at the all same time.
Before you start going down that road, I have
Wait, down the women part or down
the whole that whole Vita thing.
Okay.
I have about 12 hours in what's it called? Birthright.
Oh, Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem Birthright. Yes.
That's 3DS.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the 3DS one.
So I'm sort of there, but I don't really play it because if I'm gonna play a game, I'm usually on my console, and then my girlfriend, who is the one who owns the 3DS, who we bought it for, she's usually sitting next to me playing Animal Crossing or a Zelda game.
Well, there's a lot of time that goes in Animal
So-
Crossing.
So yeah, that's kind of usually how we will game together. I will be on the console and she'll be on her 3DS.
All right.
Um,
So you were mainly wanting to
me-
find your 2D. Well, what if
Well,
I mean
it's not
if Cuphead comes out after 5 years of hiatus,
I will
you might be able to do that one.
I will probably pick it up to try it out. It's not so much that like I want to get back to playing genres that I used to play like growing up, because right now it's a lot of like like I mentioned before, open world RPGs and just like shooters. I call them killing time shooters, where like there's no point to it. I'm just like
You can zone out kind of
yeah,
thing.
I can just kind of veg
Yeah.
out on the couch, relax, play some Overwatch for a couple hours, not really have to think. It's just you just
Well,
kind of
yeah. Usually when I'm like before I would play the Call of Duty games. I didn't pick up Call of Duty this year just because of obvious
last
reasons.
Call of Duty game I played was Modern Warfare 2.
That's a long time. But you went to Battlefield after that though.
No, I was playing Battlefield before that.
Oh, okay.
I
But
thought I would try it out, and then I got like to rank 70, and then I was like, "Yep, I'm tired of having to mute every single person in this lobby."
oh yeah, it was in that
I'm-
that early period of
Yeah, and
things.
I'm just like, I'm done.
But the but yeah, I totally get the whole like zone out things. Like I remember when I was playing Call of Duty. Now I kind of focus in like with Overwatch and stuff. I'll focus on
Yeah.
it. But with those kind of games, I like turn on like a podcast, or I'll even sometimes I have like a whole other video playing in the background. Like, and there's
That's
no
what I
other
do.
genre.
That's what I do.
That
I
I
usually
ever
have
really
music
have.
playing.
Yeah.
Unless I'm playing with in a party with people and I've got my headset on, I will usually have some sort of music playing in the background.
Yeah.
So what do you got for your kind of you're
My-
looking towards
My
2017?
gamer resolution.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
Game-elution?
Game-elution. There you go. Your
Game-elution.
Game-elution.
Okay,
Is that
so
the
Take
title of
that,
this
Dice.
episode?
We're taking that one from Dice before they can throw that into some sort of revolution.
my resolution would be to. I've been practicing really hard at getting better at Overwatch, right? Because I watch all these videos of these people getting to Masters or Grandmasters.
I'm surprised you weren't wearing your jacket today.
I was
Yeah,
going to,
he's
but
usually wearing his Overwatch hoodie.
Yeah.
Just, the one that
I
No,
should
I
have.
thought you
off
had.
the website.
Don't you have the
I have-
soldier leather jacket?
no, I don't. I
Oh,
don't.
okay.
I
Okay,
have the
yeah.
Overwatch hoodie and I have the May shirt.
Oh, okay, got it.
And I was gonna wear it, but then I freaked out because I woke up like 10 minutes before
It's
we were
okay. I
supposed
woke
to
up
meet.
an hour before we.
And then I was like, oh crap, are we supposed to meet yet? So I like ate a bowl of cereal and then I ran over here. And then I was like, okay, that's sweet, I'm not late. But then I was like, oh my gosh. But is to get better at Overwatch, of course, because it is so hard. Well, at least for me, because like I've never really played shooters that much, and I've never really been good at them. Like the first thing I can recall someone ever said about my skills in shooters when I was like 10 years old and I was playing Halo 3, or it was I shoot like a blind man.
That sounds like an insult that I would hear because I used to play.
Shoot like a blind man.
That reminds me of like the insults that I would hear when I used to play. I'm gonna date myself again here. At the local mom and pop small business game stores that I grew up at, they would hold GoldenEye tournaments.
Oh, that's so cool.
And my brother and I
Didn't play GoldenEye either. Never
My
played it.
brother and I would participate in GoldenEye tournaments, and we would usually for our town we would usually rank both of us would play in the top 5 because we would just at the time all we would do was play GoldenEye together, and you would hear kind of those kind of childish, nonsensical insults, like trolling,
That's awesome.
before the internet. But that's just what that reminds me of. We say you shoot like a blind person, it's like, oh.
So I was just
Yeah.
and I was dual wielding like the SMGs or whatever in Halo, because I think that was it was Halo 2.
Halo
you could
2,
first dual.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the whole when Chief was holding the two
yeah.
SMGs.
But I did that
That
because
blew
I
our
was like,
mind. I remember when we saw. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
no, that's
but like
fine.
when we saw the trailer where they were playing the multiplayer and he runs over the gun and picks up the second one, and I was watching with my Halo 1 guys that we play, so we all went like, "What?"
There are
dual wielding.
yeah.
But the reason I would do that is because they're fully automatic. So I was like, I knew I was crappy at aiming. So I was like, well, if I just have 2 of them and I fire both at once, then there's a chance that I have to hit him at some point.
There's a bullet connecting somewhere.
And then I have a second resolution is to so I've been playing Pokemon. Well, I've taken a break a lot, so I haven't played Pokemon competitively since X and Y. But when I went to VGC the first time, which is the video game convention, it's up in Seattle. When I played X and Y, I got like 36th place for my first time, and it was out of like probably more than 200 people there. So
That's
I
pretty
thought I did, really good. And I could have done better, but I had nerves, and probably other people had nerves too, so they didn't do good as well. But this year I'm hoping to get at least within top 30.
So you want to go back to
Yes, for
and
sure. That's
go
what
and
my
compete
friends are
for-
doing, because I've logged. Did I already say this? That I logged 200 hours in Pokemon?
Not on the
okay.
show.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
You said it to us.
Oh,
but you
yeah.
didn't
I
say
said
it on the
that
show.
before, but
But yeah, I've just been reading, practicing, thinking about metas. But yeah.
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 Mine is just simply finish the games. like I've been saying, like
That's a good one,
you mentioned
too.
a few
Yeah.
games that I've been borrowing from you. Like I haven't even played. I think I've had Demon Souls and Dark Souls on my shelf for like the last.
I've been trying
year.
to get him to play. I handed like this chunk of PlayStation 3 games that I'm like, I love these games. I think you would enjoy them. It was like, the White Knight Chronicles 1 and 2. It was Demon Souls, which is still my favorite game in the whole Soul series. And I think Final Fantasy 13 2.
No, I didn't get a Final Fantasy. I got Demon
Oh,
Souls and I
okay.
think the first Dark Souls.
Okay.
And that was it.
Because I didn't give you Dark Souls because I don't own a physical copy of Dark
Oh,
Souls.
okay.
I have it digitally.
I have something.
And
some
so
other
I've
game.
just been waiting for almost a year and a half
to
now.
hear about my.
for him to
Well,
play
I've
them.
been wanting to. I want. First off, I'm almost tempted to just have Christian play Demon Souls on the show because
That'd be entertaining.
I would think he would be. It'd be funnier to watch him. But
Don't have me do it because like.
you know too much about it.
Yeah, I can. If you give me a piece of paper, and I will map out the whole game and tell you where every enemy.
But it seems like that
is
game
and-
is like one of those things where you would have like you eventually.
Yes, you get to
do-
that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do get to that point.
But with also finishing the games, the other thing is also enjoy the games more.
And not just rush through them.
Yeah, I mean, like I wrote a little note of like take my time with it. As much as I would like to finish them all, there's times where it gets a little overbearing of where, you know, like with Mass Effect when I was trying to go through the whole entire thing, it was more of okay, I got to get through the first one. The first one I've heard it's not the best one. A lot of people do like the first one. I'm not saying it was bad. I was just saying, you know.
I always tell people that it's slow. It's just
It's the slower one. But like I wanted to get through that, wanted to get to the second one. Even when like I got to when I was playing the second one, there was a part where I was like, okay, I know there's a mission here, but and I know this is the end of the game. I'm going to go finish it because I want to move on to 3 and I just want to know what happens. And so that was kind of where, you know, those kind of things happen and
So I'm just kind of curious about how many hours do you think it took you to go through the whole series?
the whole series.
Just a rough estimate.
100?
50 plus hours.
Oh, okay.
50?
Yeah, because it'd be. Oh no! Sorry. I think it. So it took me 12, and then 15. So it was like 12. Oh yeah, no, 12, 20, and then 24. So we'll do 44, and then yeah. So about almost 50 hours
About almost 50, yeah.
for the whole series. So if you want to get through it, you can.
Yeah.
And that's actually I did side missions. I did do some of the side missions in the first game. In the second game, I spent a little more time, and then obviously the third
The
one.
first
I
game was
spent
only
a lot.
12 hours?
Well, for me,
No, for him. I will tell
and I
you.
did some of it, but I didn't do a lot
Yeah.
of that stuff.
If you're somebody like me who's the completionist,
Uh-huh.
at least when it comes to, I'm not a completionist for all games. Like if I have to be really into the game to do it, and like Mass Effect was one of them for me. I have to do all the side missions. I put in about between 40 to 60 hours per game.
Wow.
Okay.
Holy cow. Okay.
And then that's not including three's multiplayer to get that maxed out for the best possible ending.
So I want to touch on that just
Yeah.
a little bit because like there was when I was listening to I can't remember what I was listening to, but they were talking about how, you know, there's that sense of wanting to complete the game, like because I feel like with us we were, you know, you rent the game for a couple days,
A week or so,
yeah,
yeah.
and
You
we're done with it,
Yeah.
like because we got to move on and we get another game at the end of the week. You had more of the you got your game, you're stuck with that thing for the next like month maybe.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where like we're trying to finish as much stuff as we possibly can, or in like, you know,
You mean
you're
like
more
when
of
I
the
was
handheld
growing
stuff.
up as a gamer?
Yeah, and I think that's just your mentality with it of like I do want to finish this game as much as I possibly can. And so when you're looking at it, like for me, I'm like I'm gonna play it,
Yeah.
but I'm just looking at it at a different point of like, okay, I'm gonna like with Mass Effect, I wanted to get it done,
Right.
move on.
Right. Yeah.
As much as I love the series and I love the characters that were involved with it. I just wanted to move on and get the other games going that I haven't been able to.
Yeah, just on that, about how many games do you think you play at one point? Like, how many games are you playing right now regularly? Like, if you were to go home and, you know, you say you have got all day to play.
Oh, so like not the games I'm in the middle of right now, but
no,
But
the
that would
games-
count. That would count
No,
though,
no,
because
yeah,
he's
yeah.
in the middle of playing it.
Like,
Yeah.
if you were to
in the
go
middle
home
of?
and just pick up whatever games you are currently playing right now. About
Okay.
how many, you don't have to tell me names. Just tell me like how many. How many games
Well, I'll say
are you like cycling through to play?
I'll say consistently right now is 3 games at once, but the games I'm in the middle of as well, that's probably like 15 or 16.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I just finished Batman, the Telltale series, and I started Minecraft, and then the Telltale series of Minecraft, or Minecraft Story Mode. That's what's called. And then obviously, I mean, I don't know if Overwatch counts. Then, but I feel like
to me that's a time killer.
Yeah, but my thing is like, I buy too many. Like I just have too many sitting there.
Yeah.
And I feel like part of me
I'm
kind of
in
has
that
to be
boat.
in the know of like what's going on, and
Yeah.
especially when we're trying to pick a game for the show. And with like even with Primal Target, we have Overwatch we started, we have Gears of War we started, we have the only game we've ever completed was Outlast, and it was because it was only 18-part series.
Yeah.
So it's like that, but we're always we want to try and finish it, and I hope we'll eventually finish Uncharted, and we'll eventually finish but Gears of War came out before we even got to go with that. So and that's partially just on scheduling, but there's those aspects that we look at, and that's shiny, I want it, is I think kind of a mentality that we have.
That's the problem that I have, is because right now I'm primarily playing 2, maybe 3 games, and right now it's pretty much Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, and Steep, which I just picked up, and that's the one that I'm actually spending the most time in right now. But in terms of I have probably 20 to 25 games on my Xbox that I haven't even loaded up yet. They're just there because it's like, oh, this is a
with
game
the games for gold stuff, you're getting free. You're getting free games a month. So those are adding up too.
Those add up. Well, the thing, those add up, and then there's the games for gold deals. I usually will pick up a game that's like, oh, this is actually at a really good price. I know I want to play it eventually, and so I just grab them, and so they just.
Well, yeah, like Recore.
Recore.
I still have it in the wrapping. I have it sitting there.
Yeah, I downloaded it from their from Xbox's Black Friday sale for like $15, and I've put about maybe 5 or 6. No, I'd say I probably put more closer to 10 hours into it, and it's just I was having fun. I just forgot to keep playing it. You know what I mean? It's like a TV show that you watch like a few episodes or a season, then you just forget that, oh yeah, it's back on.
Well, speaking of games like Recore, I think that there's a little bit of some story that has to add up to those types of games, of where it gets a little too you like to put it, overhyped. And this is leading into our next topic. Yeah. It is the 2016 hype train.
Yeah.
Toot, toot.
Yeah.
When you want to explain
that
a little bit?
I felt like, as we all know, hype around games has been something that's always been around, but I feel like this year in particular, it has really backfired and has just slapped a lot of people in the face with in terms of pre-orders and just the crazy expectations of games, just because there's a name tied to it, or you're just been straight out lied to. And I think it's finally has gotten to a point in this past year that now the gaming culture, the gaming community as a whole, realizes that it's just not healthy for the industry. I have been one that's never been a fan of pre-orders myself. I usually
you don't like pre-ordering at Best Buy to get this exclusive car skin, but when you go over to Target, you get the exclusive character monologue that comes in the beginning. But if you go over to GameStop,
well, one thing is with this generation of consoles, first I've gone all digital.
You're a Batman fan. Obviously we've explained that in the beginning, and you love the Arkham series. How did you feel about the whole? Well, if you pre-order here, you get this Batman skin, but if you pre-order here, you get this Batman skin.
Well, as a Batman fan, I bought the season pass, so it didn't matter.
Oh, you got those anyway?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought those were still just exclusive.
No, they were timed exclusives.
Oh.
But everybody else got them. I got the Harley Quinn, which was supposed to be a day one release. I got the Red Hood little intro thing, which was supposed to be, I think, a Best Buy or a GameStop exclusive. And then the skins. Yeah, with Arkham. You're talking about Arkham Knight, like
Yeah.
in particular.
Yeah, they were the ones that did it the most.
Yeah,
Like
that
game.
one was ridiculous with all of the pre-order stuff that was over there. But as for me, as somebody who I knew, I know if it's a game I'm gonna get the season pass for, which I'm not big fans of in the first place, but I did it anyways just because I like playing. I like playing the Arkham games and I like playing with the other characters. Like my favorite part of Arkham City was playing as Catwoman, not because she's like my DC lady, which she is. But I just like because I'm not I will admit I am more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan. And when it comes to the DC side of comics, I like Gotham over Metropolis.
Because it's the better one.
That's a whole other debate. I'm not going to go into this. But when it comes to Gotham, I'm not the biggest fan of Batman.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
I like the other characters in Gotham.
I like Red
Catwoman,
Hood.
Poison Ivy, Scarecrow. Mainly, the villains.
The villains.
Yeah. For me, though, the character Batman, I know we're getting off topic here, is... I enjoyed some of the comics. I enjoyed the games because the games are fun. Okay? But with the comics, I tend to stick towards the non-Batman related ones. Like, he'll show up and he'll be here and there, but they're not he's not the focus. Like,
You read Dark Knight 3 yet?
no, I haven't. The only Batman,
like that.
the only Batman focused comics that I really liked was Hush, the Hush series.
Hush was good.
So,
Hush was good.
but yeah.
But like, so going over to this side of the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
got
Quinn.
You got
What's up?
the doot doot.
Yeah.
What was
Well,
was
I
going on?
actually have a lot to talk about this.
Oh, okay.
Well,
You got-
one in particular.
Let's strap ourselves in here.
Are you gonna
Moving
talk
the
about the
microphone
Are
away.
we gonna talk about the elephant
No,
in the
I-
room
We'll
on the
get that.
topic?
We'll get that.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about
I have that
one.
last.
Okay.
I have that last.
The
one.
one
Okay.
I have that makes me angry. It makes me very, very sad because this guy is what gave me hope in life. Okay, well, not hope in
Hope
life.
in life and
You heard it. Timestamp that
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Is with Mighty Number 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Created by the legend himself, KG Inafune.
Mhm. You know, I got to see him
Really?
at PAX. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Was this after he was fired from or quit Capcom or whatever?
Yeah,
fired?
this was. It was a panel for
Mighty Number 9.
for Mighty Number 9. It was actually hosted by Colin Moriarty from Kind of Funny, but it was at PAX, and it was interesting because yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a different topic for a different time.
And so I never realized because after he got fired from Capcom or quit Capcom, I was in 8th grade when that happened, and that was right when Mega Man Legends 3 was supposed to come out for the 3DS. And one of the big reasons why I wanted a 3DS because I had played not almost every single Mega Man game. I've played a lot
There's
of
a
them.
lot.
There hasn't been a Mega Man game for 3DS,
Okay,
is there?
let me tell you about that actually. So, I did my research. Well, I did my research a little while ago. So, in America, I'm not including like phone games or anything that are exclusive to Japan or whatever. And I'm also not going to include the bundled like packs or whatever that includes like because there was just the Mega Man, which is kind of like a punch in the gut on Capcom's part, I guess. There's a Mega Man bundle collection that just came out for the anniversary or whatever. It only includes the first 6 games. It doesn't even include 1 through 10.
Oh yeah, the one that came out for 1 and PS4 and stuff.
And the thing
Yeah.
about that is, rewind that back to GameCube, PS2. There was a anniversary collection, but that included the first 8 games.
Right.
So this later one, for his older anniversary, includes less games. But the whole point of it is it's supposed to mix up the stages or something or look super cool or
Yeah.
whatever. So there hasn't been a new Mega Man game, as far as I am aware, in America. I think the latest one... Yeah, actually, because I was going to say the latest one is actually just a sort of remake with a little bit. But the latest one was Mega Man Star Force 3 on the DS, which came out when I was in 6th grade, so I was 10. So it's been almost 10 years since a new Mega Man game. And obviously they aren't going to make a new one. Like, it's pretty apparent that Capcom doesn't really care about Mega Man. The biggest thing they've done for Mega Man so far is they let Nintendo use him in Smash, and then they just added him to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, as Mega Man X, which is
That's the newest one.
yeah,
coming
which
out,
is
right?
awesome because the last time they put him in a fighting game, they used the crappy box cover art Mega Man, so he looked really stupid, and he was like a bottom tier character.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
that's right.
Yeah,
The
I remember
old
that.
NES version.
Yeah,
like
where he had like the little blaster
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
fat. Yeah, that's the one that's how they treat Mega Man. And so I was like, well, I didn't have super high hopes for my number 9. I'll just say that right away because it took a while to come out and it was an indie back project.
and it got delayed.
Yeah, it was
over
delayed
and over
for
again.
a long
I remember
time.
going into GameStop and I'd see the banner, and then I was like, it was before PAX, and I was like, that game ain't coming out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like a couple after I came back from PAX, gone. It had the wrong day on it. Was not right.
Yeah, it got delayed. And also, another thing that even applies to now, as far as this video is concerned, the handheld releases that were supposed to come out for Vita and 3DS are still not out for Mighty Number 9. And it's already on discounts and clearance shelves at almost every single
Yeah.
store you go
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
God. But I think, honestly, it's really disappointing because Keiji Inafune, I'm pretty sure, is done as far as his career is concerned because with the failure of that and the whole... There's supposedly this wasn't like what he really said. It was like a mistranslation or something like that. But he was quoted on this was that upon the release of Mighty Number 9, he said, "It's better than nothing," which a lot of people quote a lot of the time. And supposedly that's not a real quote, which I would like to believe because if the Mega Man creator said that, I would be very disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. Yeah.
But everyone quotes him on that now, and so. Since the general consensus of whatever people they'll just think that's what he said. So he's pretty much done. He's just over. They haven't completed the handheld versions. Every project they've made is so bad now. And I read actually why it was such a failure, and it was because what they did was like they didn't make a base version of the game or whatever, and then just make that into ports for different consoles. What they were doing is they were making a version for each system at the same time, all at the same time.
Wow.
So they had to like, if one version was like messed up, they had to fix that and blah 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 or whatever.
Wow.
And so
I remember because that game was kickstarted, right?
yeah, it was completely well, I think they had some of their money, but the whole point of the Kickstarter was to help fund.
Yeah, and I know somebody that did the Kickstarter, and he would get random emails, but they would apparently, I kept asking him. I was like, "Are they even talking to you guys?" And he goes, "Yeah, well, they're very involved with us." But I mean, like, he was wanting to buy it for Vita, and he wanted to buy it for PlayStation 4, and he hasn't gotten it. I mean, he didn't get his Vita copy, and he got his PlayStation 4 copy, obviously. But it's, yeah, I mean, games like that of where they just start talking about how like, this is what it's going to be like, and then totally don't deliver on it. Ergo, the big one of last year was No Man's Sky, where there were flat out lies talked about
exactly.
it. I mean, it was almost it's probably got to be one of the worst. Like, this is what the game this is what the game's gonna look like, and then this is actually what the game looks like. I saw the like side by side comparison of like the dinosaurs and lush stuff that you get to see, and then it turns out there's these blocky characters that are just smudges on the canvas.
It reminds me of like a fast food menu where you see like the nice.
Oh yeah, where it's like
where they like
just grilled
glamorize
on
it.
And you're just like,
Did you see it? You ever seen how they do that? Where like
What's that?
McDonald's does
I have.
that?
They like
Yeah.
put little things through the burgers to hold it in place
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, the way they do the patties is they grill it on just the sides.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
To keep it still thick,
So
and then they put it in the side.
thick
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, a real quick thing about that is, first off, did you know? I don't know if it's still down now, but I was talking to my friend about No Man's Sky, and supposedly the Reddit thread for No Man's Sky got
it's not-
completely
yeah.
erased, and then
Uh-huh.
on top of that, their Twitter has been laying low ever since.
Yeah, I've heard that.
which
Well, there was the thing about, well, I think the biggest moment when I found out, it was like, oh wow, I'm glad I didn't buy that, because I mean it came out for PC, so I could have got it. And then Christian bought it, and he was talking about, oh yeah, it's great and fantastic and all that stuff. And this was like launch, like it launched and he bought it. And the thing was, is like, I go, oh, the game's multiplayer, right? And he goes, yeah, the game's multiplayer. I go, okay, and then that art, like I
Not even a
broke
day
it.
later.
Yeah,
Not even a day
where
later.
they-
Not even
where they're
24
like-
hours.
where they're
In the
the
same
friends,
spot.
yeah,
They're in
and
the
then
same spot, yeah.
the guys who made I can't remember the company, but when the guys who make No Man's Sky, they're like, well, actually, it's not a multiplayer game; it's a single player experience, and you're like,
Yeah, it's
what?
multiplayer in the fact that people are discovering things.
Yeah.
Or something
Yeah,
like that.
they
and it's
like
all,
there's a
it's all
community.
connected
There's
together,
a
and
community
it's
growth.
and
to
I
help.
go, well, okay, so you literally just lied about what you talked
Yeah,
about.
and then you see like the spaceships and the trailers and stuff. They're all
Yeah.
flying by each other and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and it's just a bag full of
Have you
lies.
guys
A bag full of
Have you
lies.
guys actually seen the ending to that game?
Isn't it just get to the center of the universe?
Yeah,
You
like
know
it
what
makes a new
happens
universe.
when you get into the center of the universe?
Makes a
Okay,
new
hold
universe,
on,
right?
hold on. This is a spoiler for No Man's Sky.
Oh
If
yeah,
you care.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway.
Oh, the story in No Man's
Yeah.
Sky is godly.
So what I saw was when I was watching it is they got to the center and then it zooms out. It
Oh,
like
yeah.
goes- and then it just zooms out and out, so you see the galaxy, and then all of a sudden it just zooms back in, and you're on a new planet, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, so it starts over?
Yeah, it just like starts you over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think another thing that was kind of, this is more of like, I guess if you were really into all the talk and stuff, was when Overwatch was going against Battleborn, and where 2K was like, you know, Battleborn's gonna be it.
It's-
We have a campaign, and then I think they
Yeah.
dropped the campaign, didn't they? Or
No,
something
I
like
No, the
believe
that?
it's
campaign is still there.
The
Yeah.
Oh, the
campaign's
campaign's still there?
It's a little cooperative campaign.
It was
It's-
just
It's I'm trying to think of what it's akin to, what it's like, and
But I
It's-
mean, like
haven't-
I remember when I went to PAX, it was this huge display of like the characters were just in this big statue, all there, and then they had they had the booth there. But I'm like, wow, 2K's kind of pulling it out. They might be able to, and then they pushed it closer and closer to Overwatch, and I'm like,
yeah.
dude, you're not gonna get that one.
So I have a story about this one. So I really like the Borderlands series. My friend
I
would
do
say
too.
it's his favorite video game franchise of all time, which I wouldn't say that far, but I do enjoy that. And initially, let me say this about Overwatch, despite how much I love it. Okay, you guys know how much I like it. I got May a wallpaper on my phone.
Yep.
I hated Overwatch initially. I did not like that game.
Which was shocking because like you were probably the first person I knew that was like
You had the
really
jacket
into
before
it.
the game
Yeah,
came
before
out.
the game even
yeah,
came
he
out.
had the
to-
hoodie before the game came
Well,
out.
he went to the you went to the screening.
I went to the screening. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Do you get the exclusive Widowmaker cup?
Oh yeah, did you get? You still have it?
Yeah, I still got it. I got it shrined up in my room with next to my soldier statue. But because I bought the collector's,
You bought it. The
I
game
bought
twice.
the collector's edition and the Origins edition.
Okay. Well, I know that feeling. I've done that. with
PC
games
and
too.
PlayStation 4, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And so I originally hated it, and I saw, and I was like, but I want to play a new multiplayer game because I was getting done with League of Legends. I played that
Burnt
because
out.
it was my multiplayer go-to game, and it
Mhm.
was the game I would play with my friends because I liked playing that game, so we just could all hang out, play a
Yeah.
game together.
Yep.
But I was getting bored of it and like just burned out because I was like, I don't know. I felt the characters were pretty flat, and they're trying to do more now, but it's just too late. The game's been out for so long, and now just finally starting to step up the writing and the characters and stuff. I'm just done.
Yeah.
And so I was watching a League of Legends video or whatever because I watched a lot of gameplays for whatever game I'm playing at the time.
As one does.
Uh,
Make sure you subscribe to Primal Target.
and I saw a trailer and I saw this lady with a blade or like a rapier, and she would teleport, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And it was for
Battleborn.
what is this game called?
Battleborn.
Battleborn.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
the character. She got like the white hair.
Yeah,
and
and
the
I was
black
like,
dress.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. So I was walking with my friend around midnight to the gas station because we just walk around at night and talk. And I was like, so bro, you know Overwatch? Screw that game. I was like, but there's this cool game called Battleborn coming out. It's made by the guys who made Borderlands, so it's really promising.
Yeah.
Screw Blizzard. When's Blizzard ever made a good game,
You're
right?
disappointed over and over again. Yeah.
And then I eat my own words and realize Overwatch is lit.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel bad for Gearbox, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel bad for Gearbox because it's like because of how Battleborn's gone for them, we probably won't see another Borderlands game. I really
Oh,
feel.
really? You
I
think it's
really
done that bad?
I think.
Well,
I
don't
really am
know, 'cause,
afraid.
like,
Wait,
that
I
this
thought
game
Borderlands 3 was already confirmed to be in the process of being made.
I don't know. I don't want to say that.
Yeah,
like
I
on
don't know
camera.
that off the top of my head.
But the thing is like,
Because-
with Tales of the Borderlands, that really struck up a lot of like, oh yeah, guess what? Like there's more to the universe now.
Yeah.
And I think that of what I got to see at PAX was great. Like how I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, of what I saw because I haven't played the Telltale series of Borderlands yet. I plan on doing that next after Minecraft. But the thing about it was that it kind of fits after the second one.
Mhm.
So it goes like you got the pre-sequel, and then you got
Yeah,
The second
one, and then
No, it's
The-
one.
it's
the
one
pre-sequel,
pre-sequel,
and then
two.
two.
one and pre-sequel. Oh yeah, that's right. You're right. Anyway, I knew what I was gonna say, and then I totally. But anyway,
I thought
yeah.
Tales
So
of Borderlands takes place between one and the pre-sequel.
no, because someone is in the game. That okay, this is kind of a
You're
spoiler
talking
now,
about
too.
someone who like died or something in one.
Is
of the games.
Handsome Jack die in the second game?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
At the end of the
it's-
second game,
it's in
he
the third
dies.
one. It's
Yeah.
in the third one then. This
Okay.
is technically 3. Tales of the Borderlands would technically be.
But
the third
Handsome. Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about
Yeah,
now. I
'cause
know.
it-
I know how you're talking.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a spoiler, but in the
think the
episode
game-
I saw,
Yeah.
he's
I feel
in
like
it.
the game has been out long. Well, I
Yeah.
feel like the game's been
Yeah,
out
Tales of
long
Borderlands
enough,
has been
so-
out for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
So I'm sorry if that ruined it for you, but I feel like it's been long.
we got to
enough
set up
to
like a
where-
rule base. If it hits a certain mark, then we can't talk about it.
Actually,
So comment section below. What is a appropriate time to tell you guys?
Well, I think at least a year.
At least a year. Yeah, I'd say that.
supposedly, back to Battleborn, the current player base. I don't know if this is just on console or
Well, they
PC
can't really
or
track.
whatever.
They
Yeah.
Can't really, they can't really track.
Yeah, I don't
console
know
player bases.
what it would be, but supposedly, I believe it was on Reddit or something, but the current player base or something is like less than the development team.
Oh yeah, I think I heard that.
Yeah.
I think I heard that.
That sucks. That
Yeah.
sucks because like I don't want.
I feel
to
bad for all those people, that worked
I
on the
don't.
game.
I feel
'cause
bad for the people that bought the game.
I'm afraid. I can't remember the company that made Kingdom of Amalur. I can't remember.
Mhm.
And I really loved that game. I really did. I think it was one of the best Western RPGs to come out on that console cycle, the PlayStation 3 and then the 360. And
Better than Fallout?
well, like Western fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Third person, and I was devastated when their studio closed because they got sued because their investors didn't think it made what they were wanting it to, and I don't want to see that happen to Gearbox because of Battleborn, and I'm afraid it's going to. That's
That
what I'm
would
afraid of.
It's what
Suck.
happened to what is it? Turtle Rock Studios, the guys who made Evolve. They got shut down.
Wait, really? They
yeah,
did?
yeah.
Oh, actually, no. I don't think they got shut down. They got moved to another game.
I don't. Well, no. I think
No.
they're closing their doors.
No, I think they got put to a different game. Yeah, that was
Okay.
right. That's right. They are moving to a different game, but no one knows what's happening with like Evolve 2.
Well,
Because they're like, okay, so now.
well, they were doing Evolve in seasons, and I know that they have the season 1, and then they have the season 2, like they're doing with
But
Rainbow
that's
Six
over
Siege
now.
right now. But yeah, season 2 is over, and I don't think there's
they're not
there's
gonna-
not gonna be any more updates or anything like that for it.
No,
Which
it
I
didn't
actually I like that kind of model. I wish the sports games, I'm looking at you, FIFA, Madden, all those, would do that, where you just release a game and then you just do like a season pass every year to just give it like a fresh update.
That
Yeah.
would be
I'm
cool.
okay with that. Like I like that type of model for like Rainbow Six Siege, where everything is free, but you can get it early, you can get it and not have to grind for it. And you're not buying a whole new game every single year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's the same thing with like Destiny. I mean, essentially,
Yeah.
Destiny 1 was like Destiny 0.5.
yeah.
and
it
then
was
we
like
got
beta.
yeah, and then by now we have a full everything that you've ever wanted Destiny to be is now what it is.
Yeah, very similar to
Um,
Street Fighter V's release, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that like, I loved Mafia 2, and when Mafia 3 came out, there was a lot of hype riding on that.
There was, yeah.
Mafia 2 was amazing, and I wanted it, and I actually still I got that as a Christmas present was Mafia 3, because I didn't want to buy it because
Yeah.
I was like, you hear all these mixed reviews about how, the cinematics are beautiful, and they are. I mean, all you got to do is watch a trailer, and you can go, wow, this game looks beautiful. But the mechanics of it, of like, there's no fast travel. If you want to drive from top of the map to the bottom, you gotta drive. And apparently there's a mission in there where you have to go from the top of the map to the bottom just for a cutscene to drive all the way back up.
Wow.
And you're like, and you can't fast travel. And I'm like, and I heard the driving isn't even that great, and there's a lot of glitches in the game. And the thing is like, as much as I love story, that's the reason why I'm gonna give Mafia 3 a try. Because I think it's interesting storyline. But it's things like that where you're like, it's a bummer because I'm more than willing to wait for a game to be finished.
Yeah.
I don't need a game every single year.
Delays, if I hear it's a delay, like I don't get
well, it's kind of like with Red Dead.
Yeah,
it's like with Red Dead Redemption. It's like I don't think that game is coming out when they are wanting it to.
No, probably not.
I think it'll come out next year.
Yeah, and I don't mind if if I know it's being developed by a team that's delaying it with good purposes instead of just delaying it because we don't have the money to develop it, to finish it on time, and which is what happens with a lot of these particular games, these hyped games that just, I think like they spent just way too much marketing it. Like if they for instance, if they delayed Mass Effect Andromeda again, I'd be like, okay, it's fine with me as long as I know BioWare is gonna do it right because Dragon Age Inquisition was fantastic, including all the DLC. Up until The Witcher 3, Dragon Age Inquisition, I had some of the best production quality DLC that I've ever played. Well, it wasn't even like, it didn't even feel like DLC, because you know how when you play DLC, it can feel like DLC. The quality isn't.
Where you're like, why couldn't I access this part of the map before? Oh, that's the reason why, because it wasn't unlocked yet.
Yeah, and just
like Fable. Fable 3 was like that.
And so that's why
an island you can get to.
And so that's why I'm okay with them delaying it.
Well, yeah, because it's like,
Plus, I'm excited for it. I want it to be right.
I'd rather have companies like Rockstar or like BioWare where they just, or even with Bethesda, even in recent times where they're like, I love it when Bethesda comes out and they're like, yeah, Fallout 4, yeah, that comes out this year. And it's like months later.
Yeah, when they announced it at E3 and it came out in like November.
Yeah, and same with Dishonored. Like we knew kind of Dishonored was coming, but we didn't know very much about it. And then because at PAX they had like a Dishonored 2 booth.
Yeah, and they're gonna.
Well, actually, no. E3's before PAX, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and they'll probably do the same thing with the next Skyrim game, and I will wait another 5 or so years.
But
for the
thing is like
I don't mind.
I don't.
Or not Skyrim, but Elder Scrolls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't care. Like if a company, like that's why I look at when it comes down to, do you go DICE or do you go Infinity Ward and Treyarch and Sledgehammer? And the thing is I do appreciate the fact that Activision is looking at it as, okay, we needed to hire a third company. Yeah. And I'm glad they're giving those people jobs. And I'm glad now they're giving them 3 years to make a Call of Duty game than to make them, Infinity Ward and Treyarch to make 2 games. Yeah, they had to make a game every single year. They would make the game, release it, have to go right back into production. And it's like,
they would go right back into production. Because I feel like for each game they'd make, they had a 2-year cycle to make the game, right? Because Infinity War would release when it start one, but while they were, because they didn't start at the same time, because they staggered their releases. So
it always comes out in November now. So now it's
I'm pretty sure though, but that gives each company when it was just Infinity War and Treyarch, it would give them 2 years to develop the game. When it was both, because you would get one come out and then another one, and then when that one, and then they would start doing that. Okay, and then the next November, Treyarch would release theirs, and that's 1 year of development that Infinity War has had, and then there's one more year that they.
But the thing was, is they would like in that mark they had to make the game, release it. Okay, and great, and then go back into making the other game. And I mean, it's their job and it's whatever, but like. I'd rather the development team look at it and go, okay, let's take a breather. That's why I love the Tomb Raider series, because Tomb Raider, there's so much time and effort.
With Crystal Dynamics
Tomb
Raider, right? That's what I'm assuming you're talking about.
With Camilla Luddington as Laura. But like the thing about it is like you can tell there's time, there's details put into it, and I think and especially now, and I don't care that. Sure, as an Xbox person, I was fine with, obviously the game coming out first for us.
Yeah.
But like when the 20th anniversary thing came out, I love that because that means they are getting more money. They're getting more support from PlayStation fans that have already loved the series.
Yeah.
And by doing that, it's now giving them a chance to go, okay, we still get a little bit more breathing room.
Yeah.
We can
slowly
slowly start thinking about how we're going to make. I think there's already
I think it's
rumored,
already in works.
yeah,
That wouldn't
rumored to
surprise
be
me.
another Tomb Raider game. But it's like I don't mind them getting some breathing room and stuff like that to make the other stuff. I mean, Destiny 2 is predicted to come out this year.
I don't
but
see
I mean,
that happening.
But
I personally hope not.
Yeah,
But
that
the
would
thing
suck.
was-
I would rather.
But
wait
the thing
another
is,
year
though,
for
is
that,
like I wouldn't mind because they're having, they've had years to make it,
this is true.
and so and
it's
if
been
they
out for
just
2 years
if they
now,
just
right?
come out,
Destiny's been out for 2 years now, right?
Destiny no, it's been out longer than that.
It's been
Wait,
3?
longer than that? Really?
Yeah, it didn't
Was
it
it
come
a-
out launch of
was it a
Xbox
launch
One
title?
and PS4? Because that was, or maybe before that, so it's been 3 or 4 years.
No, I think
No.
it's been 3 at the most. It's been 3 at the most because it didn't. I don't think it was a launch title
Okay, well,
because it came
the-
out on the 360 and it came on.
Xbox One and PS4 came out when I was a senior.
It's
So
about 3 years ago.
yeah.
We're fact checking.
Yeah,
Quality assurance for you guys.
exactly. They're gonna already know. So it
Yeah,
don't
they'll
matter.
probably know, and those gonna be in the comments.
Release date 2014,
So 3 years.
What's the day?
September 9th.
So it's been a little over 2 years.
Yeah. No, 3. 2014. Well,
Oh.
yeah, it'd be 2, but
Yeah,
it's
a little
Yeah.
over 2
Okay.
years.
I thought it's been longer than that. Anyway,
It feels like it when you play it sometimes.
yeah. Any other games that were on that hype train? Anyone clamoring to get on that caboose there?
Well, I mean, I don't think we need to talk so much about No Man's Sky. I feel like everybody at this point
No,
knows
yeah.
that story. I think for me, I thought Quantum Break kind of felt that. I felt like there was a little.
It wasn't that bad of a game.
I don't know.
I played it. I liked it. But I
don't
will
know.
tell you,
Was it?
it's a little broken on PC. Now there could have been an update, and I've heard there has
Yeah.
been an update, but I played it on Xbox first.
Yeah.
But I also got like the digital code for it. So
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like with that there was just so much PR and marketing for it, and then it just underperformed.
well, they changed characters. The main character that's on the cover of the first like launch stuff for Quantum Break, he's a cab driver.
Oh.
He's not even the main character. And then it's the guy from like The Following that was now The Following's canceled. So
But then again, I guess I shouldn't talk because like I haven't played it myself, so that's just from
As a
what
qu-
I've noticed
as
from
a-
like the sidelines is that it feels like there was a lot of
if you like
marketing
Alan
towards it.
Wake, you should
Wait,
give it
what
a
is
try.
Quantum Break?
Quantum
It was
Break.
an Xbox exclusive.
Remedy,
so the guys
right?
who made
Remedy made 'em?
the guys who made they made Max Payne, they made
Alan Wake.
Alan Wake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of a 360 kind of
the good
jump. Well, I mean, then again, Max Payne.
the
was their
the
thing,
good
so.
Max Payne games, the
Yeah.
classics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they made this game, which was more of like a very cinematic version of it, and it dealt with like time and stuff like that. And as a Back to the Future fan, I had to play it. So I was like, yeah, it's
I just wanted.
It's okay
another-
game.
I
It's
just
an okay
wanted
game.
another
It's worth
Alan
playing.
Wake game.
Okay.
That's what I wanted.
yeah.
Personally,
So it was on the 360 though.
No, Quantum Break was
oh.
on 1.
It's an
but
Xbox
Alan
One,
Wake was on
PC.
360.
Oh,
With-
okay,
as
okay,
well as
okay,
Mario
okay.
Nightmare, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it. That is the closing part of this whole entire thing. Thank you so much for watching. If you sticked with us through the whole entire episode, thank you. If you joined us throughout the month, thank you also. We're going to try and keep doing this. We will have episodes coming out every single week, and then at the very end of the month you'll get the full episode to watch. Also, we are on SoundCloud. Not sure how a lot of that's gonna work, but for a while it will just be on SoundCloud, and then once Apple gets that whole mess connected to themselves, then we'll be on iTunes. But for right now, we're just on SoundCloud. You can follow us over there, soundcloud.com/Primal Target. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/Primal Target, and Twitter, Primal_Target. And when you want to check us out on Instagram, we are at Primal Target. We don't have any pictures there, but feel free to follow us there. So before we go, are we playing anything this this week?
I picked up Steep while it was on sale. I had some gift cards, and it's not a $60 game.
But it's the price you paid for it. Though.
I had some gift cards left over from the holiday, and so I only paid $11 out of pocket for the gold edition, while it was $51 on sale on Xbox Live. And for me, it's a 30 or if you can get it for $30 or $40, just for the base game, I think that's a good value. Because I've been waiting for a good realistic snowboarding game, since. The last snowboarding game that I liked was ESPN Snowboarding 2004, I believe.
What was that for?
PS2.
PS2.
And because I wasn't a fan of like the SS Tricky games.
You like more serious.
I like the more
sports.
as somebody who's been.
Did you try? You didn't try Shaun White?
No.
The Target exclusive Shaun White sporting game?
No. Because as somebody who's I've been skiing and snowboarding since I was like 8 years old.
Okay.
And so I like the more realistic stuff that I do. I don't do tricks anymore. I used to when I was younger, back in my youth.
You're not even that old though.
But yeah, I really enjoy the more realistic, just having like a good line, and that fulfills my needs. And then when everybody pops on, I'll play some Overwatch.
What about you, Quinn? What are you playing this week?
What am I playing? I am playing a lot of Overwatch. Actually, I was
You get a lot
today
of
or last night.
A lot of holiday stuff.
I do. I actually got most of the stuff unlocked that I needed. I bought the Mei skin because I wasn't chancing it.
I unlocked 3 of those skins.
I did get it for PC. I did get her
you did?
Santa one,
Okay.
but then nothing on Xbox.
But yeah, that's all I've been doing. I stayed up till 4 a.m. playing. So
yeah,
that is my daily ritual, my training regimen.
Yeah.
Your training regimen.
I can't. I don't have that kind of time to dedicate to playing games anymore. So I was lazy and I bought boxes. I bought 125.
But with gift cards though.
Through gift
Okay,
cards.
you gotta state that.
Through like gift cards. Yeah, I got like Amazon gift cards and things like that. So I just transfer those to gift cards for the Xbox, and I only spent like I think $20 out of pocket for them, just to try and finish off, because I got all of the holiday skins.
Very good.
I didn't get all of the sprays, but I got all of the skins.
I got Lucia's holiday skin, the little Santa hat.
Santa
That's all I got out of that.
Yeah.
I've been playing. I just
what are
beat
you
the
playing?
Telltale Batman series.
Yeah.
So Batman, the Telltale series. And then I bought Minecraft story mode, so I'm probably gonna finish that and see how that goes.
Is that gonna actually be a good game?
I played the first episode.
Which one?
And Minecraft story mode.
Yeah, it is.
The voice acting is great.
It's
phenomenal.
It is.
But you had to. It is made. I haven't played it myself, and I haven't really played the Telltale games myself. Just to be honest with you, so I could be talking out of complete ignorance here. But from what I understand with the Minecraft in particular, is that it plays a little different because it's more geared for a
Younger,
child-friendly.
Yeah, I will say
experience.
there's a lot more like there's a little less of the moving, like move to the right and you're like like
yeah,
because like when I played the first episode because I over the holiday I downloaded the first episode of Minecraft and the first episode of Batman, and so I played Batman first, and it's all about combat. It's like fast, hit X, hit Y, hit like left A, and you're like ah. But with Minecraft you're like tap A, and you're like and all of a sudden they start going and you're like, okay, this makes sense. And I do like how it sticks true to Minecraft. Like there's a crafting mechanic to it. Like there's actual crafting tables where your character will walk up to it and they're like, make sure, what do you want to build? Do you want to build a fishing rod or do you want to build the a bow and arrow? And you're like, you get to choose which one you want to build out of the materials, and you only have enough to make one. So I do like that of where, and I like I felt more attached to these characters than I did with the Batman series.
Really?
Even though I love Batman so much, and it's just these characters. I mean, Patton Oswalt plays the main character for the guy, and then the voice actress that played Ellie from The Last of Us plays one of the characters in there too. So you got that going for you, and the voice acting you can definitely tell is that step up. But then again, I don't want to give no credit to the Batman series because Troy Baker plays Batman, and you have all these other.
He's a huge Troy Baker
So,
fanboy.
I'm not.
No
I
idea.
just somehow always buy the game he's in, but then again, anyway.
Wait, so he plays Batman in the Telltale series, but
Yeah.
he plays Joker
In the Arkham games, he did, and then Mark Hamill came back to play another.
Oh, Mark
Joker.
Hamill actually.
He did play Joker at one point. He played it in the first game and the second game, right?
I believe so.
Wow,
Yeah.
But not
I
the
didn't know
third
that.
game.
I
Not
didn't
in
know that.
Origins.
And then the
Mark Hamill did not do Origins.
Yeah, Troy Baker did Joker, and then he came back for Night, right?
Because there's very little Joker. Well, actually, there's quite a bit of Joker dialogue.
But the thing was,
yeah.
I think they were shooting Star Wars during.
Yeah, they
Origins.
probably will. Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I'm
okay.
playing. I'm gonna try and
yeah.
finish Minecraft story mode and
I'm just gonna keep
that
playing
done.
some steep.
some steep.
Some steep. Yeah.
Steep.
Those wingsuit challenges are ridiculous.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to us right here on YouTube. Primal Target is where you are at. Thank you again from all of us here doing Bitcade. This is David. This is Quinn. My name is Ryan. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Good night, everybody.